storm show. Ay, it's a storm show.
Storm chasers, I have our long-awaited returning guest. You're like a permanent figure on the show at this point, Dr. Linda.
I like to hear that. Thank you, Storm. Happy New Year. I know it's been a while, but thank you for having me back. You look great.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate that. I just came in from a walk, so I feel great. I feel great at the moment. But Dr. Linda Salvin, psychic metaphysician, and I mean, do you want to hold up your award? I don't know if you want to. You let me know if you want.
Oh, you want me to? Of course. Yeah. I was in Dubai. And for those that think I'm fake, I'm not. I'm going to brag. I got the Fortuna out of 880,000 nominations and applications from 80 countries around the world. It's all on LinkedIn on my profile. It's under Fortuna. I'm not. It's everywhere. I was selected there were 194 awards in the business category and about 95 in the health and wellness the next night in Dubai. And I got Businesswoman of the Year in the United States for entertainment and media. There were CEOs, there were doctors of the year, practitioners of the year, spas of the year, health coaches of the year. I mean, there were different categories. It was a 5-hour event. I was also the keynote speaker. And I also got a guest plaque for being one of the guests. Yeah, I was with sultans. I was with the UAE ministers. I was with some of the big dignitaries besides the other people that were there. But because of my keynote, I was invited to go to India. I'll be in Mumbai now for 3 weeks in May.
Wow.
I'm their guest speaker 2 nights in a row. It's going to be like a reality show. They're going to meet me at the airport with the camera crew, and they're going to follow me for 3 weeks. And I'm going to be
crazy to think about. Wow.
I know it's the business, psychic, spiritual, but what they took from me is the brand Dr. Linda.
Okay.
So for people that call into the show or text or call me off the air, or people call you like they want to start a YouTube channel or something, you got to start somewhere when you're starting something. And even if we don't know where we're going, you just go step by step. Like when you started your show, you didn't expect to be where you are. It happens if you just keep doing it. Well, for those that know my story, I started psychic work in 92 and got into radio in 94. And here we are 2025. But I've done a lot along the way with creating Wicks of Wisdom candle line, which is how Storm found me 5 years ago. But because of my entrepreneurship of taking health, wellness, psychic, radio, and candles, I created Dr. Linda. This organization honored that. And then they offered me the keynote. So rather than just talking neurology or psychology or biology or, environmental, whatever normal keynotes talk about, they wrote a 3-page script for me, which I tried to follow, but because I'm so used to improvising, you can see it online. It's on YouTube. But I said, I got 3 pages here. I'm going to follow it the best I can. However, here's the story. And I got into the plane crash and spiritually opening up and how I took science, epidemiology, and combined the spiritual side of life, which I discovered through the traumas, and integrated it into a career to help people.
Yeah.
All that came out in the keynote. People wanted more. So after 2 days later, I got a call from the CEO wanting to take me to dinner with his wife. And I went over to their penthouse apartment on the 52nd floor of some huge building in Dubai. And they offered me an opportunity in Mumbai. I mean, I'm still in Dubai trying to figure out what has been going on. And because of my story, my background, plus we play on my age because I just turned 21 and they don't believe it because of how I look and all this, which is great. But it is experience. It's experience, and I'm being honored in a different way. So they're even inviting the president's office of India. So I'll be with millionaires and billionaires and entrepreneurs and doctors. And I did meet Daj. He's the head of the Hare Krishna organization, and he's always somewhere praying and leading and talking. I met him at the Health and Wellness event the next night. He's going to be big in Mumbai. So I'll meet him again and those leaders. So it's the spiritual plus the science. It's the me. It's what I created. I'm overwhelmed, but I'm grateful. I can't even explain it. But
I'm
going
so
to
happy
India
for you.
now because of what I did.
I'm
Thank
happy
you.
for you.
I'm going to have my face for 24 hours on the thank you, on the New York Times Square billboard. I'm going to be on billboards in Mumbai. Yeah.
Nice.
I'll be on TV, radio, print, all sorts of stuff.
So,
You got
I
some
was
challenges coming up and some travel. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
yeah. Some challenges, some
Are we
travel.
frozen?
No, I don't know. It kind of got delayed a little bit there, but yeah, no. I definitely have some things coming up, and I was trying to figure out, like, okay, what do I want to talk about with Dr. Linda today? And I said, let's just talk about new beginnings, letting go of the old to bring in the new. So, I'm gonna be traveling overseas. I'm gonna be going somewhere I've never went. I've never been, and I'm nervous, excited. I'm all of those things,
Yeah, you should be. Just like I had that same nervous, excited anticipation for 6 months after I got that email that I was selected, because we went through a jury selective process after the interviews and the writing of the questions and stuff. There was a good 6 weeks, if you remember. I didn't know what was going to happen, right? And then
That's
all of a
true.
sudden I got the email, you've been selected, and blah, blah, blah. And many of us talked about it at the event in Dubai that we didn't know, and then we got selected, and it's like anything else. So if you're feeling that apprehension and you're feeling excited, but you're feeling a little nervous, and you do a little research, you look what the environment's like, or where's a restaurant, or where's the whatever, even though you're researching it, when you land and it's like, oh my God, I'm really here. And then you see it's more people and you see more buildings. So you're really just in another time frame of life. But it is very exciting because it's not the US, it's not me in the valley, or like, here we've just gotten through this horrible rages of fire.
Yeah.
It's very scary. A lot of people lost their homes and businesses. Thankfully, I only know one person that lost their home, and one person unfortunately lost a very famous restaurant on Pacific Coast Highway. But friends of mine evacuated. I evacuated once. But again, that's nervousness. It's excitement. It's anticipation. Thankfully, we're alive. But your whole life, and I said this to you before, you're just going to start changing. But this time, you're taking some big steps. I'm not going to say where you're going. I know where you're going. When you're ready to tell them where you're going, we can talk about that. But girls, I think, ladies, this is where he's going to meet his real lady, where I see marriage and children down the road. Not yet.
You keep saying that, and I'm just like,
yeah. I haven't been too wrong with you yet, dude.
That's
pretty accurate.
That's a good point. That's very true. You don't think I'm going to go over there and just be a bachelor for the next, 50 years, 60 years?
Oh gosh, no.
Really? Okay.
I'm not saying the first year it's going to happen. I think you're going to get your feet wet, get settled, get to know the people, places, things. And then I think through osmosis and divine intervention, you just sort of like meet this person. It's not going to be an online thing, and it's not going to be a clubbing thing. I'm not sure how it all happens, but I just know that when it does, I'll hear about it. You'll know.
You'll hear about it.
I can't wait.
I bet if it does, I bet it's like 2027 or something like that. Like
probably in there. I said a few years.
Yeah, I could see that. I'll be.
Look,
I'm 30.
folks, he's trying to like be cool and hip, and he doesn't really want it. It's going to happen.
You're 34.
There's that look.
All right.
Yeah, well, try 71. Try 71.
I tell you, I always forget that you're 71 because I don't feel like you are.
Yeah, I don't act it. No, I'm more like your grandmother, though. I got the wisdom.
True that.
No,
true
because
that.
we become friends. No, people, we don't sleep together. Yes, he's been to my house many times, and then people don't know. Storm surprised me on New Year's Eve day, or 2 days before New Year's. I got a text, what are you doing for lunch tomorrow? I said, why? I'm on the air. I've got this. I got a Zoom meeting. Well, I'm coming into LA. I said, well, I'll leave the door open. Make yourself at home, and I'll see you when I'm off the air. And Here walks Storm. He sits in the living room. I'm in India in a Zoom call, or I was doing a podcast, and we went to lunch. We went out to lunch. Then I gave him a bottle of champagne, which opened up another door. I mean, things happen in God's ways that we as people have no idea how, why, when, where, but you just kind of like show up. And if it's meant to be, the doors start opening into unknown territory that if you follow through, you find something else as opposed to those locked doors. Just like going to Dubai, not knowing what to do, going off script, got me another position in India. Same thing with you. That one bottle of champagne opened a door, and now you got this, and now you're going to that country, and you're going to do this. And all of a sudden, you're just sort of like seeing a whole new avenue.
More roads open up. That's why they say you're supposed to just let go and let God. I guess that's where that saying comes from. Just let go and let God. So
really, yeah. But you have to remember, God steers, he does not row. That's the other half of it. He can steer the boat, but we got to do the work. Just like if you want to start a YouTube channel, what do you want to do? I don't know. Well, I want a business. I understand you want business. Girl calls the other day for a petition consultation, like everybody since 1999. I ordered Money and Success, or I ordered Good Luck Power. I need money. Well, we all need money, but what is it that you do so I can cater it to you? Well, I'm in this industry, but what do you do? Are you looking for a raise or promotion? Do you want to get a new job? Do you want to relocate?
yeah.
It's not just at the computer and I'm making money or I need a raise. I need to know so I can qualify the words that Spirit gives me to give to you that goes on the petition. If you don't know, there's these little circles that we include in your kit with the candles and the oils and the herbs, and things start to happen. Here's a close up. So there's different oils and formulas to achieve things. But if you're not going to work with me when you're on the phone, I can't get into you if you're going to be like a board where I can't penetrate your personality to get the words. I'm trying to help you, and then you bash me because I'm in a bad mood. And, people, we just storm. We're all going through hard times. We're all having a shakeup in the world. The planets are aligning. There's movement. There's political change. There's climate change. I mean, come on, Florida's got snow at the beach. Don't you guys have snow where you are, where you normally don't have snow? I mean, we've got out of control fires that I don't believe are real fires.
I don't either.
I think it's weaponry. I really do.
I mean, I don't know if you heard this. I heard to paint everything blue because they can't.
DEW,
get
direct
anything
energy
blue.
weaponry.
Yep.
Oh,
absolutely.
Nope. Blue won't burn. Blue does not burn. My friend who she said to me in a text last night, she said, I'm going to paint my roof blue, but I don't think Ron will let me. I said, don't tell him. It was funny. We're trying to how can you paint your roof of the house blue? They had to evacuate for 4 days because of the fire. They were gone for 4 days. The National Guard, this is true, people, right here in LA. I've been here all my life except for college. The National Guard and the police had to escort my friends back to their home to get some things because there were people disguised as fire department personnel with fake uniforms going and looting homes. Here, you're afraid you're going to lose your house to fire. And in the meantime, there's always the looters. So they were contacted by the National Guard and the police when it was time to go into their home to collect medication and clothing for kids and stuff. That's how bad it's been. Besides those that lost everything, you've pictures on TV. I haven't seen the neighborhoods. I could smell it. I saw the fire flames. I could see the smoke. I cough it. There's 15, 18 different elements in the particulates in the air right now. It's bad.
It's bad. It is. Prayers to everyone who's going through.
But it's been hard. But I also look at it spiritually as a big cleanse. Remember, in 2020, when we started with lockdown, I coined the term hallway of transformation. We're still in it because it's till 2030, this whole cycle of either what the one world order wants or however, like the digital world, tech world wants us more Android-like and desensitizing us. Everybody's pulling on humanity in a different way, but we're now at 2025, right smack in the middle. So we went from here to here. Now we're going back up to finish the curve. So who knows what changes? I think a lot of the fires here, I don't know how much I can talk about Diddy in the music industry, but there's some tie to some of the things underground you don't really want to know about, and trafficking. There's a part of that. It's not conspiracy, people. There's some real
It's
nasty
real.
things going on.
It's very real. The only difference between conspiracy and truth is just time. That's it.
6 months.
6 months.
6 months.
Remember once upon a time,
Yeah.
remember once upon a time we were called crazy when we said, listen, money is going to be extinct.
Yeah, now it's becoming digital coins and just online.
Yep.
Or we were going to find out the truth about Dr. Fauci and the vaccines and healthcare. Things are starting to reveal in a different way now. There's so much we can talk about, but I know on this show we got to.
I know. Yeah, we got to step. Well, hopefully going forward, we don't have to worry about censorship anymore.
No, that's going to change, because what was I reading? The only reason people censor is to hide the truth. So what have they been hiding all these years as to what you and I have been knocked offline a few times. I got knocked off a couple health shows. I've been censored. Hey, they pulled the plug. That's going to change. What is not going to change is the way society is. I think, there's still Little League and baseball and football and swim meets and all that. But the feelings are different. We're more angry, we're more testy, we're more volatile, we're more skeptical. I think the healing comes after we can forgive and really get beyond this shakeup we've all been in. We've all been like in this bubble. I offended a client the other day. Well, I'm sorry, she didn't know. And I'll tell your listeners, my 95-year-old father fell, broke his hip, his wrist, had 2 surgeries in one day, and then he had to have an emergency, something with the colon. They took him out of one hospital to another. I mean, that's a lot for any one person, let alone a 95-year-old man. But I don't tell all my clients what's really going on, and then they wonder, why do you have an attitude? Well, I'm sick. I'm taking a Z-Pack. I can't breathe. We got fires. There's stuff going on. Sorry, I wasn't perfect.
You're human.
But I try to do everything for everybody as soon as I can. I don't like to wait. That's just me. That's my impulsiveness. But we're all changing. We're all growing. We all need money. We all need focus. We all need a direction. But it comes back to, even when you called me the first time 5 years ago, you were kind of like, this is what I do, but I'm not sure. And then I started saying, do the candles and have a reading, or do this, or let go of that. And all of a sudden things opened up for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just see what some of the blocks are. I give you a couple of suggestions. It's up to you to take it. It goes back. Let go, let God. Absolutely. Let the universe. God steers who does not row. Faith without works is dead. You can believe. You can turn it over. You can wait. But we got to take the action.
You're right.
Faith without works is dead. You can have all the faith, but the works is us working. God steers who does not row, meaning he'll steer the boat. He'll get you in the right direction with the right people, the right opportunities. But you got to show up. You got to work. You got to make the phone call. You got to do the email. Like, I'm looking for sponsors for India. They're not going to just come down the chimney. I got to put together emails, and I have to get the list of people who are open. And now I've got about 5 people because I put it out there, and it's kind of scary, and it's a little nerve-wracking because I'm not used to asking, but people are responding, and I got a few people helping me. It's like, okay. And that's in YouTube, or it's at a shoe store, or it's at any place you go, at a restaurant. You're not going to know until you open your mouth. Someone's going to say yes. Most are going to say no. Someone will say no, no, no. And then all of a sudden there's a yes. Like, whoa, okay, let's move forward.
Yeah. I agree. And if someone says no, then hey, whoever says no, you're not talking to the right person. Okay, let me keep it moving. Like, you have to.
No, next one opens. You keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Absolutely.
Something will happen. Some of the celebrities you and I have talked about in the past, or we talk about privately. Yes, we do text and talk on the phone off shows. People, we're friends, people. And some people that we know in the news lost their homes. And even though it's a $20 million estate, or my friend's saxophone player from Kool and the Gang. He lost his house in Altadena. Lost everything. He was in a shelter with his brother.
Wow.
You know, these people with any of us. I mean, I've got college. I've got a picture here of me with President Ford when I was in school. I got pictures of me playing guitar around different venues or whatever. My memoirs, little low scale compared to the big $20 million mansions and worldwide fame, fortune, movies, albums. But it doesn't matter. You could lose. I could lose. They have lost. We have to figure out what's important. So I'm learning to declutter. Something I learned when I had to evacuate. When you're under stress of evacuation, I had one suitcase wasn't enough the first time. I thought, that's not going to hold everything. So I threw everything in the trunk of the car. Then I took it back out because we were safe. Then I had another alert. So I got a bigger suitcase. And I thought, well, what do I need? What was really important besides the paperwork and the passports and a couple of pictures or a book my mom gave me or some crystals I got? All of a sudden, the stuff. Oh, one of my guitars. I took all 3 laptops, the radio station. I took the data.
Yeah.
Because everything's online today. I needed that. And then I was lucky enough I didn't have to vacate at the end of the time. But people do. And you start wondering what's really important. And the stuff really it's nice. But if I had lost it in a fire, okay, I have a memory of receiving it. There's a picture of it. No, I don't want to lose it, but do I need it? And like I told you earlier, I was reading about decluttering. If we take our cell phones, which everybody has these days, we all have phones. I read if we start deleting 8 photographs a night, 8 pictures from your phone a night, you're starting to declutter and lightening up. Just even photos. And we've got thousands in there that you can glance at. But little by little, we can start letting go.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do it right now.
Yeah, and you'll feel better. And you're not going to miss it nor think, oh my God, I really need that one. So you go back and refresh it from the delete file. And then you look at it again and make sure it's okay. I deleted 9 months of text from a guy that I'd been in touch with for 9 months that I knew I was done. And I deleted the whole thread, all the pictures and everything. I think I kept one picture of him. But it's like, okay, done. Others, I have, like everybody, we have these threads that continue. And then all of a sudden, when you're done, you're done. But letting go or cleaning it up or throwing things out or discarding clothing you're not going to wear. They say if you haven't worn something in like a year, you're not going to wear it again. Once in a while, you pull it out. Oh, when I lose weight, or if I gain weight, I better keep it in case I gain weight.
Yeah, that part, yes.
You know, up and down, up and down, up and down. You know, I might need it because I'm going to gain my weight back. And no, I'm going to need it because I'm losing weight. Just buy new clothes. And someone else is always going to need it.
It's true.
You know, somebody else will need it and you'll replace it. And we have attachments to people. We have attachments to things, pets, stories, God. We attach. That's normal. But what I learned in the evacuation exercise or process and listening to people on TV and podcasts, what you don't really need versus all the stuff we surround ourselves with.
Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right.
You know, John Lennon sang about it in Imagine. His song Imagine is all about that, not needing stuff. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. You're right. You're right. I think even with me, as long as I have my important documents, which, I mean, you know, the passport, all that stuff, the few childhood pictures I have, other than that, everything else, I don't care.
You don't need it. You don't need it. Start over, buy a new sofa, sell your car here, go buy what you want over there. You know.
Yeah, I envy the people who like live in the RVs or the tiny homes, and they're not boggled down by all those things, you know?
Yeah, but there's a part of you and a part of me that wouldn't mind the Bentley or the mansion and the I don't need a gold toilet, but I mean, there are some more elegant things in life I wouldn't mind having. But at this point, if it happens, it happens, and it may not be my fate. I didn't chase it. I had opportunities to marry it a couple of times. I look back. I was reminiscing today about one guy in particular. Like, oh my God, where would we be if I hadn't said no? Because he was a big entertainment person, and I got scared. He scared me. He intimidated me, so I rejected him. Not out of not loving him. I rejected out of fear, which is stupid. But you see things differently as you go through life. But again, it's things versus how we feel and what are our attachments and what are the emotions. But that thing with the fire the last few weeks here in Los Angeles was a big wake up call for a lot of people.
It really was.
It's been hard. It's been hard.
Also, it wakes
Well, I
people
thank
up.
you. I mean, you were kind enough and curious and friendly enough to check in.
Yeah. Of course. I mean, I was worried about you. I didn't know if you had to evacuate where you were gonna go.
Well, it's interesting. Where I was going to go for the evacuation this week, the fire hit the Santa Clarita Valley. So my friends who's home 40 minutes from here, where I was going to go, they're on alert to evacuate because the fire went north. So they're okay, but she and her two kids and her husband were on alert, just like I was on alert with the alert to get out. I said, I may be there by 10 o'clock. I'll let you know if we have to move. Because you're sitting there not knowing until these apps and dings and dongs from the city and where the fire is, or if the wind's shifting, or if there's embers and whatnot. But I said, no, I'm not coming. And then I find out she's in danger.
Wow.
It was weird. It's scary. Then we're going to have rain. Now we're going to have mudslides. If we have the earthquake, God knows what's going to happen, right? But we'll be okay. We'll be okay. But I think the lesson was what really matters.
Yeah, I agree. You're taking on
You're
one
frozen
challenge.
again. We keep getting frozen.
Yeah, it's something. I think it's a bit of a delay for some. I don't know why. It's weird, but I'm here. I don't know why it's doing that, but well, let's do this. Let's wrap up with a positive message for people. No, it's all good. For people who are in a crisis right now, what would you tell them?
It'll pass. Reach out to people like me, the therapists, the healers, the people that can anchor you or give you some direction or some hope or some spiritual input. And not everybody has the answer about money. Not everybody has the answer about the new job. Not everybody has the answer for your own situation. But in crisis, and it's everywhere, there's people who are angry politically. There's people who are angry at their families. There's people who are angry at the money situation. We're coming into tax season, so everybody's getting kind of wound up because of taxes. We got, luckily, we can wait until October to pay taxes because we needed a breather here. They gave us an extension, but not everybody has the extension. So, I mean, I'm available as a psychic. I'm more than a psychic, people. That's why this is not a metaphysical award. This is business. They saw me as an entrepreneur. They saw me as a businesswoman of the year. I met the one who won for Sweden, the businesswoman of the year in Sweden, and I also met the businesswoman of the year in India. Been on her show on both. I've been on her show, and I'm in touch with the girl in Sweden that introduced me to a book on Taoism and a couple other ideas to integrate with my work. And I mean, everybody has their spiritual input for the next step, but we're all out there socially or business-wise doing our thing. So if people are in crisis, talk to somebody. I have made a living doing this for over 30 years. I've done something right that people in the world are acknowledging. Out of Dubai, they found me. I didn't find them. And then now, because of what I do and what I represent, I'm going to India, and you guys are welcome to go on that journey with me. Storm might be a part of that. You don't know what's going to happen here. But the bottom line is we all have a crisis. We never know who's feeling what.
Yeah.
Who broke up? Whose mom might be in crisis? Whose father's sick? The son, the pet, the daughter, the brother, the in-law. You don't know who's got what going on. You see a face, or you see like the Metropolitan Museum of Art, you see the Academy Awards, you see the Golden Globes. They look gorgeous and they're dressed impeccably, and there's millions of dollars floating around because of their successes. But we
Yeah.
don't know what they're really thinking and feeling. We don't know who they argued with on the way, maybe even in a, a limousine, what really happened until you get out and you go, smile. And I can tell from my own experience when I did the purple carpet in Dubai, there were moments I really didn't feel like doing all of it, but you get it's a lot of it's acting. Yes, it's fun. But then you go home or it's over and watch TV or listen to music. It's not a party all the time. It's work. A lot of it's facade. A lot of it is I don't even know when filters, that they make you look
Yeah.
even prettier, thinner, nicer, whatever. It's marketing. Digital marketing has taken over the world, but when you take off some of the masks and the crisis is there, or the confusion, or the depression, or the sadness, or the unexpected whatever. An accident is an unplanned event. I didn't expect to hear my father fell on my birthday, and I let him know you did that on my birthday. How could you? I make a joke of it, but still, it's a monumental day for me.
Yes.
Of all days to get hurt, right? But the man, after 2 weeks, is still in the hospital. He's going to be in rehab. He's 95 years old, people. You may not think that's old or you can't relate, but my dad was 25 when I was born. He's lived his life. We're all coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
We all have this experience. We all have crises. There's going to be fires, earthquakes, storms, hurricanes, acts of God, relationship issues, financial issues. Remember, life's like a wheel and there's always a spoke. You want to keep them together to keep the wheel turning, but sometimes they break or get out of alignment, right?
True.
Trust God, make calls. I help you. Storm, you can testify for a moment on some of the wicks of wisdom. You've done several sets. Why don't you tell your viewers what the wicks of wisdom have done for you a couple of times over the years? I mean, there's so many. We can't just go through each one, but you've had some successes with the candles besides the predictions.
Absolutely. Using the candles to get rid of obstacles and blocks, and cleansing myself of certain energies that were thrown at me. We'll just put it that way. Sometimes you have to send it back and return the sender. Protection, as well as just avoiding potholes in the spiritual highway of life, or whatever, however you want to put it.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's the way I look at it. That's how I look at it too. You'll get a reading and it's like, okay, beware of this, beware of that. And if you need some help navigating it, that's where the candles come in. It's nice having it in my toolbox. It's like,
I'm
wow.
like the flashlight on the. It is. Yeah. And I help a lot of people. And then there's like anything else, you're going to have haters and lovers, just like, anybody on stage from Academy Awards all the way down to the plumber who will be here in about a half an hour. We all stand on a stage of life, but we all have to deal with life, which is complex. And we do the best we can. Either you jive with us or you don't. You want to express yourself, you don't. You want to be a part of that cluster, you're not, you are, whatever. You don't like bread, don't eat bread, whatever your thing is, but don't hurt people. Don't go out intentionally to be cruel or murder or rob. I mean, like my friends needed the National Guard to get in their home while they were evacuating to prevent losing their home in fire, but looters were on the street busting into homes. I mean, it's too much. When she told me that the National Guard had a letter in their house to go get stuff for the kids, it's like they had to guard this community, which is wealthy, but they were in the fire zone. They may have lost their home. She did not. But the stress and the anxiety and the fear, and then the guard, and then the people pretending to be fire department people looting homes. I mean, why do that? Come on. Who was it? Was it you or somebody? Somebody they were looting. Like, why take a TV? What do they need a TV for? They should just take the jewelry or the small things. No, some of these looters took TVs. What do you need a big flat screen TV for?
I don't know. You can't even try to understand it. You can't.
No, the priorities are different. But yes, I'm like the flashlight on the road. I can see things you can't. I can help you think things through. Maybe you're like this. I help you see the blinders off a little so you get a bigger, broader view of what it's going to look like in 3 to 6 weeks or 3 to 6 months. And I even had a call yesterday of a woman who just said, "Hi, my name is, and I'm from such and such a state, and I'd like your opinion about this guy named so-and-so." And I just went on to say, I don't like it. There's something really wrong. I felt that, I think they love each other, but there's a block. I said, I don't know what this is. She goes, well, I'm supposed to marry him on 11/11. I said, don't. You're going to regret it. You can't even communicate with him now. It's not going to get better by November. Whatever I said, sexually, emotionally, financially, I mean, I went through the whole laundry list of areas I could see that were right or wrong, but there was something spiritually not right. She goes, you're absolutely correct. And I don't know what it is. I said, I don't know either. I'm sorry. I can't get into that last part. But I'm telling you, if you do marry him, you're going to walk up to the altar and you're going to say she was right. I shouldn't be doing this. And you'll end up divorced. But you're calling me. That's how it's reading now. What you do or how you fix it, that's up to her with him. But I felt it. And she confirmed I was correct. I just couldn't get into what's really missing, wrong. And it's not, she goes, was it my own fear? I said, no, this isn't about your fear. You're not sabotaging it. I can tell the difference in somebody sabotaging. There's something not compatible for this. People, if you don't want to know the truth that might be right for your life, then don't call a psychic, because our true psychic's going to take off the blindfold. I don't do fairy tale readings, and most people I work with as psychics, they're as blunt as I am. We don't flower it. A lot of people give you the fairy tale because they think you're going to come back as long as we keep you hooked. I don't play that game. Why give people false hope?
I agree. Yeah. I agree. What they do with it,
it's like when you've had people call you for YouTube consultations or whatever, you're telling them the truth, and they call you not even knowing why they're calling you. They want you to do it and fix it and create the business and figure out what the business is. And no, that's not what we're here for. We have our specialties as consultants in certain areas, but you got to bring something to the table.
It's true. It's true.
People don't want to work.
Let's leave it there, because I agree with that. We'll save that for next time. People that don't want to work. Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Linda Salvin, for joining us.
They want it done for us.
I agree. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm going to hit the outro.
Thank you for having me. Anytime.
Right. Let's hit the outro.
It's Storm Show. It's Storm.